And this will be the last screw. Now from here, I'll unscrew and I'll hold the back with my thumb here so it doesn't fall out onto the floor. And we remove that. Now the next thing we have to do, the shell will not come out with the fan in place. So what you want to do is pull the cover of the fan off, just like this, and you'll see that there's a Phillips screw in each of the four corners. Looking inside of the control box here, you can see that there's a nut on each one. Now you want to disconnect the wire, which is plugged into the board here. To do that, do not pull from the wire, you'll damage it. Grab the connector from both sides, pinch it, and then pull it right off, just like this. So what I'll do is I'll set my Phillips screw on each nut. I'll hold the nut inside with my fingers and just break it loose, and then I'll unscrew the nut, and that screw comes out. And the last nut. Now inside of here you have this metal vent fin. Be careful that the wire doesn't get snagged into it. Just pop the wire out. And now the fan's removed. Pull that nut off. Your fan is actually four pieces. You have the cover that covers the blade, and you can see it's countersunk holes, so the countersunk goes out, not like this. And then this goes on the outside. On the inside will be, see the feet actually aim inside. So we're putting this back on, we'll fish the wire through, and this will be on the inside. And then of course we have the cover. The next thing we have to do is we have to disconnect this air tubing right here, okay? Because this is actually secured to a metal block, which also won't allow us to get in, remove that. So for this one here, what we'll need is a small box, adjustable box wrench like this. Open it up, and what I'll do is I'll detach my tube first. Just push down on the ring and pull up on the tubing, just like this. And just get it out of your way for now. Adjust your adjustable wrench so it fits on the brass nut here. Just make sure I get it the right way. There we go. And now we'll remove this. Once you get it broken loose enough, you will be able to turn it and remove it by hand. There we go. So there we go. Now right here, you can tell that I pulled this out of this hole. You see there's two holes here? One here, one here. You never use this one inside, okay? All that fitting goes right on this side. We take our Allen screw, our Phillips screwdriver, and we remove these two Phillips screws right here. One there. And this one here. And this will release that metal block so we can take our shell off. Keep these in a safe place. And I'll just pull on the tube here to get that metal block down to the bottom. Now that that's done, now we can actually lift up on our frame, just like this. Be careful of the emergency stop button, but one person can lift this one. Lift it straight up and off the machine. Okay.
So how do I clean my vacuum generators?
Well, clean the vacuum generators, we first got to gain access to them. And what we'll have to do is remove the shell of this machine. The shell is this white piece that encases the entire skeleton of the machine. To do that, you will see that there's 3 screws, Phillips screws on the top, 3 screws on the bottom on this side, and 3 screws over on this side. I'm missing a screw here. So we'll remove these screws first. Good to have like a cup nearby where you can put these screws into them. Now these screws, as you can see, are long. The screws up top of here will be short. And there's going to be 3 of them. You can see how short they are. Use a good Phillips screwdriver. Don't use a narrow one. You want a blunt end one. This is called a number 1 screwdriver. And then we'll come over to the right side and remove the screws over here. Again, these will be longer screws. All right, now we'll come to the back of the machine. And you should have depressurized your air compressor so you can disconnect your air compressor tube. We'll disconnect the blue tube on this side. Again, these are push fittings, so if you push the ring in like this, you can pull that tube right out, just like that. We'll take this back panel off. Just loosen up these first 2 screws, just like this, and just like this. And this lifts right off. Set this aside. And now we'll remove all these screws in the back here for this back cover. And these are long screws as well.